Hey friendos, welcome to Makeup with Maaerys. Yeah, where I am going to go ahead and recap the Curse of Strahd, the Missed Opportunities version that we have been playing on Stream. I almost said Steam. That we've been playing on Twitch on our channel, Lawful Stupid RPG. It's a new year, new me. So I just thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if each of the Missed Opportunities cast members did like a weekly recap where we did something that we enjoy doing, that we can kind of like do a tutorial while we recap the show. And so mine is makeup, and I'm not a makeup artist or like I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who really, really loves makeup and watches a lot of YouTube videos and enjoys, you know, trying out new things for the stream. I usually do looks that are like a little more adventurous than I would normally do in my daily life. So it's a great avenue and outlet for me to do something new. So yeah, let's get started. So I'll link down below everything that I'm using in the video, just, because I feel like you should. So, okay, let's talk about Curse of Strahd. So, for those of you who are new to our game, new to D&D, maybe you've never even watched, welcome. But Curse of Strahd is a module where we are fighting the vampire overlord, Strahd. Oh, by the way, I'm just priming this up. Yes, so, and I'm using my fingers because it's kind of a cushiony thing almost. It isn't really, the sort, it's almost like it comes out like a mousse. It's the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. But it comes out like a mousse, and so I tried using my brush on it before, my foundation brush, but it was just kind of weird. Okay, so now that we're all primed up, let's hop into it. So, the party is Acantha. She is our itty bitty baby girl, and we adore her. She is our druid, and she has the power to change into multiple creatures. Like any creature that she has seen, she can change into. And one she really likes to change into is a snake. And she is, I think, is she a halfling? I think she's real tiny. Yeah, so anyway, she's our druid, and she likes to make friends. She wears flowers. She's very cute. Again, really loves turning into a snake, and she's gotten us out of a couple hairy situations that way. And then we have our swashbuckling man, Jesualdo. He does all these names. It's honestly very incredible to me that he remembers all of them each time, because I kind of black out after the first name or about three in. I'm like, I don't know, it all sounds the same to me. So he is our rogue, and he, he's gone down quite the journey. He's had quite the journey here in Barovia, the land in which we find ourselves. And yeah, what else can I say about Jesualdo? He loves to smoke opium. I don't know. He loves to smoke opium. And he, like I said, went through a dark period. He kind of became evil. And through the power of love, we were able to save him. But more on that later. And then we have our monk, Sivor. He, I believe, is also just a human. Well, not just a human. He's a human. So I think he's a human. But he's got this really cool thing where he has wings sprouting out of his back, and they're very skeletal, which has come in handy because like occasionally he can like lift small people like Macantha up into the sky and get her into places that ordinarily you're like, maybe she wouldn't have been able to get up there. Like, you know? Okay, and then you have Claire. She is our paladin. She is a badass bee. Yeah, like, I mean, she just comes in and she kills the monsters and, like, therefore the game, like, every week. She is, like, a very solid, loyal individual. And, like, yeah, she's, like, good at everything. I'm sorry, my allergies. They've been bad. Anyone else have cedar fever? Just me? Probably not. I don't know. None of you are here to attack me. Okay, and sir, let's see. So we have Claire, our paladin. Like I said, she's a badass. And then we have Athelflad, who is our half-elf. I think she's also a ranger. She's a half-elf ranger. So she's, like, really good with her bow and arrow. She was kind of, like, standoffish at the beginning to anyone who wasn't a half-elf. So that was just Maaerys. Just me. She was only nice to me. Which, like, made me feel really good about myself, but, like, bad for the other players. Yes, so she's warmed up, though. Like, she's started to become, like, buddies with everybody. So she's doing pretty well. And then, which way do I turn my head? And then we have Elimus. He is our mage. For some reason, I also want to say he's a half-elf. I don't think he's just human. And then there's, oh yeah, and he's like a bee badass. And he has saved spells, most importantly, like Fireball, multiple times to save our dumbasses. I mean, does that mean we've set a lot of things on fire? Maybe. Like, maybe that's the cost of the game. Right, you know. So, gotta figure it out. Yeah, so, beep boop bop. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, oh my god, I had to introduce myself. I am Maaerys. I am a half-elf cleric. I'm, like, really, I feel like starting to hit my stride a little bit more, like, and actually knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Just, like, a little bit about me as a human. It's only my second campaign I've ever played. And, like, I'm far less experienced than my wonderful colleagues. So they've been very patient with me while I've been learning how to do shit. Like, they've just all around been great. So, yes, but I am a half-elf cleric. And my specialty is healing people. And, you know, I died at one point. It was, like, real sad. It's real sad. But we'll talk more about that later because it's actually, like, an important plot point that leads to, like, more important plot points. Cool. So, we are stuck in a land called Barovia. And we're cut off from the rest of the world. And also, it's like we were all transported to Barovia in our dreams. It was like we all had like really horrifying or like terrifying dreams. And then we woke up and we were like, wait a minute. There's mist everywhere. I don't recognize where I am. And also, like, I was just in my bed sleeping. And so eventually it's like we all come together. And then we began our journey. So the funny thing about Barovia, I guess it's like, maybe it's funny, maybe it's not. It's actually more of like a pain in the ass. But the funny thing about Barovia is that if you die in Barovia, your soul's trapped. Like, you're not getting out. So it's like, man, I don't like Barovia. Maybe I'll just like kill myself. It's not gonna work. Sorry about it. Strahd, he's a real bitch. He's a real pain in the ass. Turn our eyes, so we need to have more glitter. Oh, that's my lash adhesive. That's like not useful to me. Okay, yeah, so this is some glitter primer for my pretty glitter lid that I'm gonna do. So yes. So we got invited to dinner at Strati Boys. And we were like, well, we have to go because, again, like, our ultimate goal is to help the people of Barovia, and, like, I guess we should go to dinner at Strats. And I mean, like, particularly thrilled, but, you know, we do what we have to do. And so, yeah, this is what's great about glitter primer, is that it's tacky, so your glitter stays on your eyeballs. Okay, so both Esmeralda and Victor Vlakovic, who we kind of like are responsible for the downfall of his family. He's an interesting character. We love Victor because like he just marches to the beat of his own drum. But he's like a little, he's the son of the Burgermeister of a town that we went to and like were pretty rude about, and that we really messed things up for them. But his parents sucked, okay? And so like he finally was freed from his parents. So actually, Victor, you're welcome. Yes, sir. Oh yes, that blue. Boopity boop boppy. Let's see. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna have to do this first. I'll speed this up. So sweet little Victor, and he's like in love with Claire, who is not in love with him. But Maaerys like really, because Maaerys and Claire are like sisters. She likes to give Claire a hard time about Victor because she's like, he clearly likes you, like, your boyfriend, me, like very juvenile. I know, but it's like it's all in good fun. It's like sisterly teasing. But so Victor and Esmeralda, when they found out that we were going to see Strahd, it was like they ended up coming too. And we were able, the party, were able to like narrowly escape. Like I said, Jeswaldo had a moment. We helped some other folks who were honestly being very rude, like very entitled. But so we helped them do that, and then once that was all done, we left. But sadly, Strahd kept Victor and Esmeralda. So, yikes. Then, to make matters worse, friggin' Strahd, a-hole that he is, was like, I have your friends. You can get one of them back. You have to choose which one I'm gonna kill. And I was like, so we haven't said anything yet because it's like, you know, we're not comfortable like signing someone's death warrant. Oh, who's our friend? Like other people who are like baddies. Like, yeah, sorry, you were a baddie. I'm like, see ya never, punk. But not our buddies. So now the whole thing is like, we have to figure out how we're gonna save them. And so, like I said, we haven't made any firm decision. We just haven't gone back. Okay, so here's some other junk that happened. We made an alliance with the Order of the Feather. Like, yeah, they are as much fun as they sound. We made an alliance with them, and it's a group of were-ravens. Yeah, you heard that right. Were-ravens. In Vallaki. Okay, let me see how this is going. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, cool. And so then we also saved the wizard. This is how we did it. We saved the Wizard of Wine's winery, which, like, Maaerys loves her glasses of wine, so she was like, yay! run by the were-ravens. We disrupted a ritual on Yester Hill to raise a Strahd-shaped golem. Like a giant one. Like Burning Man, but Strahd. So we lit that sucker up. Just like Burning Man. And then we met the abbot in Kresk. He sucked, man. It was like he was making a human out of other humans for Strahd. So it's like he was trying to like build a body for Strahd to put like I think at this point he was still hoping it would be Tatiana's soul, but like in this Frankenstein woman, so he could have like a wife. I know, creepy. And so then, oh my god, the real tea. We went to the Amber Temple, and that's where shit got like really weird and like not great. Like I died, which super sucked for me. For me, like that was really, really hard. I need to just hi mirror. Yes, so I can actually see what's happening on my face. Hi, just gonna adjust real fast here. Great. So we went to the Amber Temple. And let me tell you what, the Amber Temple was a real fucking trip. Because what happened in the Amber Temple is that we were exploring. Again, it's like we're trying to find shit to friggin' defeat Strahd. And so we're there because, oh, oops, wrong color, but we're going to go with it. Ooh, a pretty, that's got to be blended out for sure. Yes, so we are in the Amber Temple because that is where Strahd's power originated from. And so we're like, okay, well, we should go straight to the source. Like, bottled at the source mineral water. Strahd's mineral fountain. I don't know. That was a bad metaphor or analogy. I'm really sorry. Sorry for that. Sorry for everything we've done. Okay, so we are in the Amber Temple, and like, let me tell you again, it's a friggin' doozy what happens in the Amber Temple. Because, like I said, we're there trying to find info on Strahd and his power, and like, how did he get all this power, you know? And so we're there, we're looking around, and once you're in the friggin' Amber Temple, it's like, oh, by the way, there's all of these relics in the basement. Of course, like, never go in the basement. You're gonna find that out in this game. I mean, probably in real life too. But I'm scared of basements. I grew up in Texas. We don't have basements. Basements are where you go to get murdered. So, Strahd's, no, hi. Yeah, we're at the Amber Temple. So, the Amber Temple has relics. Amber relics. Which, like, who would have guessed it being the Amber Temple? So they have amber relics in this temple, and these relics will grant you a power. It like will help you in some way, but of course it's like, as with any sort of like mystical power giving scenario, it's like there's a payoff, right? And it's like you can't just go in and be like, oh my god, thank you so much, you gave me this power and now nothing bad happens to me and I'm just more powerful. No, it's like maybe something not totally horrible happens for you. However, like, again, we all know how these sorts of things go. And there's a friggin' catch. There's a catch and a half, let me tell you. Because, so, just Waldo, my sweet Jezzy, we had, like, seen these friggin' relics before, and then we were fighting this horrible, I think it also was a golem. It was like an amber golem. But we were fighting this golem that, you know, it thought it was doing its job of protecting the temple. But we were like, no, we want the secrets therein. So, we're fighting this friggin' thing, and then Maaerys, she, like, rushes out to save Claire because she's so brave. But she, like, it's like the one thing I can do as the cleric is, like, heal people. So she rushes out to save Claire, and she succeeds in saving Claire, but she dies. I died. And Jeswaldo was like, 9. We cannot let Maaerys perish. So, I mean, like, super appreciate that, bud. Thanks. But so, I forgot that in a cut crease you actually have to, like, cut your freaking crease with concealer beforehand. I realized it fast enough. Okay, so I'm dead. It's sad. We're all upset. Me most of all. Selfishly, me most of all. I'm most upset. And so anyway, so Maaerys is dead, and Jeswaldo is like, okay, like, fear not, we can save Maaerys. And this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna save Maaerys by me touching a friggin' relic that will save her and bring her back to life. And, like, it sounds like a really, really solid plan, right? Especially me, selfishly, I'm like, yes, queen, like, save me. So, it's like Jeswaldo goes and he saves Maaerys. And what we don't realize until later is that, there's a payoff, right? It's like there is a trade. There isn't just a payoff. There's a trade, right? And so Jeswaldo actually, his soul is corrupted saving me. And it's like Jeswaldo had been, like, very fun-loving. He loved to, like, smoke his opium. He was, like, a fun-loving guy. And then suddenly he's, like, very weird. He's acting suspicious. Like, it's creepy. We don't like it. So Jeswaldo is corrupted, trying to save me, Maaerys, which is really nice. But so here's the thing, is it's like we had all this time where Jezzy's being, like, honestly, like, a little psycho. Like, he's just not the man that we thought he was. It's because he's acting kind of shady, ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change, right? So we are just like, okay, well, he's acting weird, but, I'm not going to, like, press it. Because Jeswaldo is his own person. And we're not going to, just assume that it's like, oh, well, I don't know. It's like, and he had this really great hat, and suddenly it's like he didn't want the hat anymore. It was just all very sad. And so he's, like, refusing. Maaerys, like, offers to help. She's like, I have a spell for that, and we could, like, just see. It's like you don't really seem like yourself, and we would love for that to not be the case, right? It's like, we miss our friend. We want you to come back to the good side. And he's like, what are you talking about? I feel fine. It's like, okay, you're clearly not, though. But, if anyone's ever had a friendo or whoever in your life, like, begin to act a little sketch, like, it's like, they can't make change. You can't make people change if they don't want to change. And so the same goes in D&D. It's like, unless I were to have gotten his consent, like, there was nothing we could do to bring Jesse back. And so, like, that was very sad. And so then we were in Strahd's basement, of all places. We're in Strahd's basement, like one does. And we are, like, trying. Strahd has shown up. And then suddenly it becomes, like, very clear that Jeswaldo is in cahoots with Strahd. And we're just like, who even are you anymore? And so he, it's like, it seems that all hope is lost. and that Gesualdo may be like truly gone. And so this is a very, very sad moment for the campaign, and we had to like take a hiatus, like a week-long break like we normally do. But like this one felt like really like a bummer, you know. Hold on, I'm trying to decide what colors to use. We'll use these. So anyway, boop boop boop. Ooh, yay. So we are in Strahd's basement, and there's these two characters who, it's like we're helping this brother resurrect his sister, and he's like in it to help us kind of, but like not really. And then it becomes obvious, like I said, that our sweet Jesse has fallen into cahoots with freaking Strahd, and it's just like, that's devastating, because we're all here to defeat Strahd. Like, we're not here to be his buddy or to like help him out. And so, you know, we're trying to figure out how are we going to save Gesualdo. Like, it's very clear that he is broken. Like, we have lost our friend, and like we're trying to get him back. And so Maaerys, you know, she has never been out of the convent or the temple where she grew up, in a temple of Saloon. And so it's like Gesualdo's the first like man that she's loved, and so she loves him, and she tells him that she loves him, and it seems like all is lost because Gesualdo's like, I don't know what to tell you, Maaerys. Like, I'm not who you think I am. And it's like, you are, you're hidden away in there. But then, so he has this sword, and it's like, Strahd, he's gotten the sword for Strahd, or, oh no, my camera. Huh? What is happening? Hi. Okay, we're back. So he ends up making a wish with this, like, I'm sorry, there's like a huge plot point here. So he has a sword that, oh, the sun sword, right? Okay, so it's like, we have the sun sword. Freaking Strahd wants it back, and in order to release Gesualdo, it's like we have to give Strahd the freaking sword. And so of course, like, we're gonna do it because we're not gonna let Gesualdo like become friggin' buds with Strahd. And so we give the sun sword back, and Gesualdo has found this item that's like the item of wishing. The wishing sword. I'll correct it later, because I know that I'm wrong about the name. But, so he gets this wishing sword, and then he wishes that he could be the man that Maaerys believes him to be. And so in that moment, that wish is granted, and he, at least to the party, at least to us, it looks like he comes back. And so we have our Jesse back. And it's like he had this horrible thing happen too, where it's like his face got all messed up, and that was like a really sad moment for him because he had been really hot. And but now it looks like, you know, he's denecrotizing. And so yeah, that's exciting because we get Gesualdo back. So Gesualdo is back, it seems. Okay, so this kind of like, there's my leg. This kind of catches you up to where we are this week. And where we are is where I'm about to tell you we are after I put more glitter on my eyeballs. Because frankly, it's never enough glitter on your eyeballs. I may have got a little too heavy over here. We just, you know, we clean it up. We edit. Yeah, good. Okay. So, you know, actually just like give, no. Again. Okay, so, in our last session, the Vistani leader of Luvash, who, like, we don't like him, he brought the severed head of his brother to Gesualdo as promised as a reward for Gesualdo betraying the party earlier. So then it's like we find out that friggin' Luvash, you piece of garbage, was in cahoots with bad Gesualdo. And that's like a bummer. And so also just like a weird moment. It's like, what's in the box? You know, that kind of moment. Yeah, sir. Then we're like, cool, thanks, bro. Thanks for the severed head. Friggin' weird. And so then we're just like heading along our way, and then we run into a Cyclops, which ordinarily would be like very, very stressful. But then we notice that the Cyclops, his son was really sick. Like, it was clear that this was a being in distress and like not something that was like bent on hurting us. So it's like this little guy, he's distressed, right? And so it's like, again, the merry band that we are, so kind and generous. We're like, we're gonna heal your son. We'll heal him right up. I don't like how that looks. We're gonna just do a more dramatic eye. Hold on. Okay. Hi, I'm back. So you guys know, like, my ladies out there and my fellas and my non-binary friends who, you know, we like to play with makeup. Sometimes it's like you get that liquid liner going and it's just like, wow, we did too much. Can't really undo it. So you decide it's a more dramatic look. And so that's what just happened. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, so we were talking about the Cyclops. And so it's like our group ran into this monster that ordinarily it's like, let's fight him. But again, it's like he was clearly in distress. And so we were like, you know what, maybe instead of fighting the Cyclops, we'll check in. We'll see how he's doing. Like, how are things going for the Cyclops? I can't. Okay, we're fine. Okay, so it's like, how are things going for the Cyclops? And like we said, we find out that his son is sick, leading to his distress. He's a good parent. And so we help him. His son is actually ill, because he's sick with like the early stages of vampirism, which is like, you know, you can't be cured from that. But we like couldn't cure him without killing him, is what I mean to say. And so we cured the Cyclops, but then he died because sadly it's just like, that's how that goes. But the Cyclops was still grateful to us because we had saved his son from becoming undead, which is like, you know, that would be the bigger tragedy. And so I do this every time. You know what? Maybe just like, is it contour now? Beep boop up. So we save our little Cyclops from a life of undeadness, and we go on our merry way, and he goes to bury his son. And so then it's like, it's nonstop here. We run into the self-proclaimed good doctor, and it's like, how good are you? If you're like walking around telling people that you're the good doctor, it's like when someone's like, I'm not like other guys, or I'm not like other girls, and it's like, if you're saying that, you wouldn't have to say it if you weren't So just like say nothing, like let your actions speak for themselves. Good doctor. So we come across this guy and he's like very sketch, and he, you know, he just seems really weird. We're not comfortable with him. And what ended up happening was he he attacked us. He was like, let me cure you, let me cure you. And we're like, no, but thanks. And his response to that, like any normal good doctor, it's like, he's just trying to him. He attacks us with the like cadre of undead-ish people that are following him. It's like they're covered in sores, they're clearly very sick, and he's like, get him! So they fought us, and it just like ultimately shouldn't have done that, because we killed him. Okay, lashes, 1 moment please. Okay. Yes, we are back. So we battled with the Order of the Silver Dragon. They had a bunch of undead, rude people who attacked us. And so we attacked them, and we ended up retaking the mansion. Argynvost. Yes, that is the name of the place we retook when we battled the Silver Dragon guys. So, it was formerly run by a dragon named Argynvost, and interestingly, Claire, our good friend Claire, her warlock patron was the soul of Argynvost. So this was like a really powerful moment for her. So after we retook the mansion at Argynvost, we laid the skull of Argynvost to rest, and his spirit then bestowed a really important blessing of protection upon all of us, and he named us the Silver Seven, and this will allow us to carry on the spirit of the once noble Order of the Silver Dragon, because like I said, it's like it had gone downhill, because Strahd had actually, this is important to mention earlier, but Strahd had actually stolen Argynvost's skull. I know, he's such a dick. Strahd. This is like a battle thing, I promise. But then all of the tormented souls of the Order were freed and at peace, and their unquenchable desire for vengeance finally sated. And so, yeah, so this has been the first Makeup with Maaerys. Thanks for, I hope you watched it. I don't know. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But I hope you are all caught up. You're feeling like you know what's going on in our lovely little game. And here's the finished eye look. My lashes are being really rude, but we do what we can in these trying times. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it and that you will tune in for our live stream. We stream live on Twitch on Lawful Stupid RPG every Friday. We're just coming back from our break for the holidays, but every Friday from around like 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, it's a fun time, and now you're all caught up on the most pertinent details. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions or makeup requests or comments. Okay, well, we'll see you soon. Bye.